Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are working on the motorcycle. Today we're going to be adding some fog lights to the crash bar here. As if I don't have enough lights on the front of this bike already, we are adding some fog lights to the crash bar on either side of the little black slider thing there. So we're going to mark where we're going to drill a hole. We'll show you we're going to put a mount. It's going to be like a hidden mount, so it's going to look pretty clean. Now think about running the wires inside the bar, just at 6 or 8 inches over until it comes out. And then it'll go down to the plugs for the factory fog lights. So yeah, if you didn't know, these 24s have factory fog light options. Underneath the bottom, there's plugs or underneath that little cowling for the radiator. And there's an option in the menu where you can turn them on and off. So no flash needed. We're gonna put some masking tape on the bar so we can mark the hole for the mount, and then we'll see about pulling it off. Maybe I thought about just drilling it on the bike, but we might pull them off. We're not sure, but we'll be right back in a second. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this little level underneath the bottom so we can find the right pitch of it. We want it kind of dead center. And then we'll put a little pencil mark with our pencil here, and I think we will pull these off and drill the hole. All right, and then we'll put another hole on the back side back here for the wire to go in, and the wire will run over this way and probably come out at the bottom over here somewhere. And then we can run it down behind this spoiler to the connection that's down there. I guess I'll go ahead and put a piece of tape so we'll know where to drill the hole for the wire to come out. I don't want the wire to be hidden. That way you don't have to have a zip tie going across with a wire going across here. It's just one little short shot through there, which should be easy to run a wire. So we're gonna do the exact same thing on the other side. I'm not gonna film that. I will film taking these off. Now we're going to pull the little cowl off that protects the radiator. And plus you can get to the bolts that are behind for the top part of this mount. All you're going to do is just pull forward in a few places. It should pop right off. It's 26 degrees out here. It doesn't want to function properly. Ow! We're going to take these top two bolts out there, and then there's a bolt on the bottom on each side. We'll get those out and come right back. So you will have to lift the bike to get the cowling off and this piece off. I went ahead and lift it a few inches, but this here kind of comes sideways like that, and then just do the reverse, just come down and then underneath the bike kind of sideways. So we're gonna put it up here on the bench and we'll drill our holes. All right, so as you saw, we got all of our holes marked. There's gonna be one on each here, and on the bottom, I got one here. You can't really see that. I got one here, and on the other side for the other light. So I'm gonna go inside and warm my fingers up because it's 26 degrees and I can't feel my fingers. So then we'll come back and we'll take a hole, take a punch, center punch, and we'll mark these two holes, drill them, and we'll mark those two and drill those. And yes, I know the holes are not in the same spots because these are where they need to be to clear other stuff on the bike. And all right guys, welcome back. It's probably the next day. Well, actually, it's 2 days later. Yesterday we had all the snow, so the packages, people weren't running. But the mail lady was running this morning, and she brought us some more goodies. Don't mind the hoodie, it's warm. I know it's a big snuggy thing. Registration and a sticker, and voila. We got the Baja Design Squadron Sports for the bike, for the crash bar. I know some people are gonna think they're huge, but Actually, I like them. They were about the same price as the S1s, the little small ones, which is one of these. And then there's 4 on this one. There we go, we got the second one. So all this will match what we got on the bike already. I didn't want to do anything different. Mounting hardware and a wiring harness, which we are not using. All right, so we got our bar back down here. I actually found the right nut cert we needed, which is a 3/8 but 16 thread. We're gonna put this in this hole here. As you can see that. We'll tap it into that hole right there, and then we'll use a compression tool to compress it. And that way we can bolt the fog lights to this and then see where I want the wire to go in the tube at. I'm pretty sure like back here somewhere. So let me let's get these tapped in here real quick. Perfect. There we go. Now let me get the compression tool. And what you got there is the compression gun. Screw that into the insert, and then when you squeeze this, it collapses. It'll squeeze that insert around whatever you have it mounted through. So, and just like that, you have a nut-cert on the bottom of your crash bar. Can't really be seen. You don't have to have some hideous little clamp clamped around that. So yeah, we'll do the other side real quick. All right, so next thing you're gonna wanna do, you can either do this on the bike or you can do it on the table before you get to the bike. Pay attention to how your lights are gonna be mounted. Mine are gonna be like this. And if you can see that, the word drops upside down. So what we're gonna do, take these 4 Allen head screws out, flip the lens over, and just put the cover back on so when it's mounted on the bike, all the words are facing up and it's not like sideways or like this or wherever. So, and all right guys, there they are mounted to the bar. Not like permanently. I did put the blue Loctite on the mounting the bolt that holds them to the bar, but these are just loosely on there. You can still adjust them. Gotta get everything on the bike before we can final tighten everything. And now I can figure out where I want to run this wire. It's going to be like inside the pipe, like this. I'm just going to come out this hole over here, just like that. So what I'll probably do, I'll probably de-pin this. We'll drill a hole here, or probably right off to the side or something like that, so we can get this wire through there. Then we'll put the connector back on, so we can run the wires down to the bike. So we're gonna drill a hole here and on the other side, and then run the wire through. I'm gonna de-pin this, and I'll come back because my battery level on this thing is not very good. And all right, guys, let me show you what we got here. As you can see, we got the wire ran in the hole where we decided to drill it. It runs out, or the wire runs in and over to here, and it just comes out, and I lengthened it, I don't know, 18, 20 inches, something like that. I don't know if I need all this, but I made it just extra long to make it to the bottom of the bike where the connectors are. Put it back on, which is just reverse of how we took it off yesterday. I gotta jack it back up, and we get everything bolted on, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the connecting of the wires and what I'm gonna do there. All right, we got it mounted back on the bike. Before we put the cowling piece on the bottom here, the wires are sticking out the bottom. That's where the connector is for the fog lights. It's gonna be hard to film that, so I'll go down there and I'll show you which connector it is, because we're gonna take it off and we're gonna put 2 connectors down there for, I have a pack of waterproof connectors over there. We'll put a male and a female on each set of wires and plug them in. It'll be good to go. And we'll put the cowling piece back on and we'll test them out. But it does look good though. It kind of goes with everything. And a buddy said a minute ago is like you was already bright enough, so it's gonna be even more bright. But yeah, we'll get down here in a second and I'll show you where the connector is And before we get done, I'll show you how to enable them in the computer system. You don't need a flash for this. All right, guys. So this is the connector you need. It is usually right up here, fastened to the frame with this little Christmas tree clip. It does have a plug in it. You have to pull the plug out, like it has a dust cover. Pull the plug out, and you want to depin this. If you can find the plug that plugs into this, you can do it that way. Just put that plug on these wires and then just plug it in. But I don't know how to get that, so we're going to replace this connector with two separate connectors and then put the other ones on these. So we're going to remove this connector, put two separate connectors, and then put one of the corresponding ones on each set of wires. Like I said, it's going to be hard to film this. We're going to do this and we'll come back and show you when it's done. I apologize, but I'm literally underneath my bike, so it's kind of, I have a tripod this small, so. All right, guys. So whenever you want to go ahead and enable this feature for the fog lights in your computer system with your bike, you will turn the bike on, go in, hit the hamburger button, go up here to settings, system, bike function setup, hit OK, and then it comes up with fog lights. Mine's already on, but just turn it on. And then there's an option for a fan, but we're just doing fog lights. And go back, hit the hamburger button again, and then you'll go over to the little picture of the motorcycle, and then you'll be able to turn it on and off. Right there, you can see the lights turn on and off, and they do go on and off with the high and low beams. So yeah, once you get that enabled, you'll have fog lights. You don't need a flash or anything. Just make sure you get all the wires mated up right. And all right, guys, I am sorry, but this thing got me super frustrated and I just totally forgot to record. But this is them all wired up on the bike. I don't have them set like exactly where I need them right now because I need to pull it out where I can aim on the garage door and aim them, make sure they're level and everything. But it's snowed last night, so I'm not taking it outside right this second. I'll go ahead and turn it on and show you guys. There you go. Should be able to see tomorrow with that setup. It's stupid bright. I know it doesn't really come across shining on the stuff in the garage, but when you hit your high beams, they turn off and they activate the high beams on the headlights. So yeah, that is them. And on these 24 road glides, if you get underneath on the bottom and pull that little nacelle piece off, there is a 4-wire plug. And I will leave a link below to where I found a company that sells that connector with 4 wires already attached to it. So it's about $60, I think the guy said. So you don't have to alter the wiring on the bike like I did. Like I said, I'll leave that link in the description for you guys if anybody wants to do this upgrade. It works for any fog lights, but I will recommend Baja Designs. Any of their products are awesome. Stupid bright, lifetime warranty. It's common sense, just better than going with the Amazon light that might not last about a year and then burn out, and then you got to buy another one. I did end up using the harness that came with the lights. As you guys seen this morning, that harness that was in the box. I did end up using that because these bigger lights, they do draw a lot of amps. So instead of relying everything on the bike wiring, I have the harness installed, and then the bike harness activates the relay that's on the harness, which turns them on. Less chance of melting or burning a wire or something like that, something stupid happening. So like I said, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned, there'll be some more videos coming out here soon. And we also should have a big surprise for you guys coming up here next video or two. Stay tuned. We'll see you in the next one.